All right. Greetings. Welcome back to Black Bear News, where everything is connected. Hopefully, the sound is okay. Please let me know in the chat if the sound is okay. Hello, Rockfin people. Hello, Rockfin people. Hello, Rockfin people. Um, and we are live on YouTube as well. What's going on? YouTube people. All right. And we're live on Callin too. What do you know? Let's get ready to rumble. Did you know? Actually saw this on don't know if anybody watches Lift the Veil program, but he was making some of his thumbnails with AI. So my thumbnail is an AI generated picture of underwater amusement park. I don't know. It's just what I put in. But interesting stuff. I was just trying it out because I wanted to try out the AI, the Dolly AI thing. It's kind of cool. It's kind of fun. I just figured it out this morning, and it took me a second to get there. Oh, I'm live now on Rockfin. I don't know if that was a Rockfin thing or a me thing, but I guess maybe I forgot to push the button. But anyways, Rockfin people, hello. All right. Cool. Firstly, so I'm going to cover a bunch of stuff. I had a bunch of news things lined up yesterday. We ended up just kind of having more of a conversation yesterday, but so today I'm going to try and get through all these items. But this is from Poppy Davis, and interesting. A pump station pushes ocean water that has come ashore back into the bay. Atlantic City is big business and vows to keep it that way, saying no to coastal retreat as other cities buy houses for demolition. Wow. So first of all, let's just let everyone know seas are rising. It's not something that somebody made up. It's actually happening. So if you are one of those, the seas aren't rising because somebody told me they aren't and the models are wrong, you're a lunatic because you just believe in some gobbledygook somebody told you on the internet. Seas are actually in reality rising, right? Things are happening. And if somebody tells you any different, ask them for actual physical proof or, something. Not my models show. That's not it. That's not it. Amid rising seas, Atlantic City has no plans for a retreat. Some cities around the world are pulling back from shorelines as rising seas from climate change increase flooding, but so far a retreat appears out of the question for Atlantic City, New Jersey. Maybe they want the seas to continue to rise so they can get protection money from rising sea level from the local occupants. I don't know. That was a bad mob joke. We'll protect you from rising seas for an extra 2 Cs a month. The breezy gateway town is on the water on a barrier, which was once reachable only by boat, but in modern times via a causeway. The city fully occupies a small piece of land, water on either side, just above sea level. The city, popular with vacation goers in the eastern U.S., particularly in the summer, brings in billions of dollars in revenue, another incentive to keep it intact as long as possible. Atlantic City is a $7 billion a year economic engine, and we can't stop that. The benefits of all of southern New Jersey, that benefits all of southern New Jersey and must be maintained, said Jim Rudala, an Atlantic City planning contractor. Still, the flooding is getting deeper and more frequent, as it is all over the rest of the planet. In 1910, researchers installed a tide gauge at the end of the Steel Pier Amusement Park. Oh, there you go, amusement park. There's the tie-in with my my thumbnail. The gauge shows the sea has risen 1.5 feet since then. 1.5 feet, more than double the global mean sea level rise. 1.5 feet. City leaders have no plans to take state offers to buy and demolish homes in flood-prone areas. Which they're also doing in Florida, South Carolina. They're doing that in a lot of places. Why? Because the sea level is rising. I'm not live on call. Yeah, I'm live on Callin. Fantomas is listening to me on Callin. Bella Lagrizi. You can find. I don't know. Maybe it's hard to find. It might be difficult to find. But I am live. I'm live. I promise I'm live. So they're like, no way. We're not going anywhere. Instead, officials are spending $100 million from 2016 through next year to fortify and armor the city from rising sea levels by installing seawalls, pump stations, and bulkheads. Unseen by most tourists, a newly built pump station is in Fisherman's Park, and it pushes ocean water that has come ashore back into the bay. It is common to hear construction crews at work building structures with entrances elevated to strict new height requirements. Other cities in New Jersey have taken a different route. Well, why would they be doing this? Why would they be doing all of this work? Why would all the $100 million if the seas weren't rising? Why would the state be offering money? Anyways, whatever. But you have $1 billion, it's $1 billion a year in revenue, tourist revenue. What was the number? Billions? $7 billion. $7 billion a year. So that's $100 million is a drop in the bucket to keep the $7 billion flowing in. We don't care. Okay. Best laid plans. I'm going to tell you how that's going to go. Not well. They're going to spend all that money. And there's going to be a big old Category 6 hurricane in the next 5 years that hits New Jersey and New York square in the chops. Half those homes will be flooded out or destroyed. Good job. Anyways, other cities in New Jersey have taken a different route to confront flooding. In Woodbridge, about 100 miles north of Atlantic City, in recent years, the state has bought and torn down more than 150 homes to remove people and property from the danger of future floods. That is called wisdom. We see this where this is going. It doesn't make sense to throw millions, if not billions of dollars at keeping the sea out of, off the land. Get off my lawn. Get off my land, sea. They're taking a very wise, maybe we should retreat. Maybe we should pull back. Maybe we should not inhabit these areas that the sea is going to claim in the coming years. Against all your protestations. but not Atlantic City. We've got grit and tenacity. Anyways, they're just talking about, well, a whole bunch of places are going to have to make this decision pretty soon about whether to stay. And let's hope, some people make, better decisions. I don't know. Let's watch this. Fantoma sent me this. This is about what we covered yesterday about the fisheries, but this is just a little news clip, and we'll watch this news clip. Do they mention the economy? Oh, yes, they do. It's the first thing they say. This is going to be an economic hit. Oh. What about the people aren't going to be able to, eventually it's going to be like, well, all this loss of food production is going to be an economic hit. I don't know. Could also be a hit to people wanting to eat food. I don't know. We'll check this out.
Blow to America's seafood industry. Alaska's Department of Fish and Game has canceled the winter snow crab season in the Bering Sea due to falling numbers. While restaurant menus will suffer, the greatest impact will be to the economy to the tune of $200 million. For tonight's Eye on America, CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti traveled to Alaska to investigate.
Autumn is a time for stocking up on Alaska's Kodiak Archipelago. Its famous namesake bears feast on a buffet of salmon ahead of winter. And in the nearby fishing port, one of the largest in the country, Gabriel Prout and his family had mapped out crab season.
We'll leave our slip here in Dog Bay, Kodiak, Alaska, head out around Spruce Island.
But the odds of Prout's ship ever leaving his slip are now slim to none, which could also be said about the snow crab population that makes up most of his business. An estimated 1 billion crabs mysteriously disappeared in just 2 years. That's a 90% plunge.
Where have the snow crab gone? Did they run up north to get to that colder water? Did they completely cross across the border? Did they walk off the continental shelf on the edge there of the Bering Sea? We don't know.
The first reaction was, is this real? We looked at it, was almost a flat line.
As a researcher with the Alaska Department of Fish and Game,
let's see what we've got for crab.
It's Ben Daly's job to monitor the health of the state's fisheries, which produce 60% of the nation's seafood. His team is now investigating where the crabs have gone.
But we're trying to look for causes. Disease is one possibility.
Daly also points to climate change. Alaska is the fastest warming state in the country and is losing billions of tons of ice each year, critical for crabs who need cold water to survive.
Environmental conditions are changing rapidly. We've seen some warm conditions in the Bering Sea the last handful of years, and we're seeing a response in a cold-adapted species. So it's pretty obvious that this is connected.
We need a rapid relief financial program to get us through disasters like this, much like farmers get during crop failures or communities get soon after a hurricane or flood.
What does a person do whose life is dependent on the ocean when the ocean stops giving?
Hope and pray.
Hope and pray the snow crabs return and his way of life continues. For Eye on America, I'm Jonathan Vigliotti on
Interesting. It took him 2 minutes into that whole report to say something about climate change. They did say something about climate change. And then the guy said, it's pretty obvious. This is the thing, this is he said it's connected. But I'm going to add some subtext. It's pretty obvious this is the cause. After spending 2 minutes going, where did they go? We don't know what's going on. Nobody knows. Everybody was like, I don't know. This is totally weird. And then 2 minutes into it, they're like, although the waters have really been warming because of what? Climate change. The waters are warmer. They didn't disappear. They died. They died. The waters are too warm for these crabs. They're dead. If they didn't vacate the area, they're dead. So that's, in plain language, that's what happened. Sorry, I gotta get a fly out of here. Anyway, so that's how that's been being reported on. Hope and pray that their business comes back. Hope and pray, and maybe they'll get a reprieve. That maybe, or if you actually understand what climate change is or means, it means that it is going to continue on into the future, unabated. And so things will just continue the way they're going and get worse. And so hope and pray all you want, but maybe you should be looking for another jab there, guy. Because your jab ain't coming back. It's not coming back. I'm sorry. I know, that's harsh. It's true. It ain't coming back. Yeah, and if you are, if you're trying to log the last trees on Earth, or catch the last fish in the sea, maybe you should consider, the morality of what it is you're doing, right? Maybe you should consider what it is that you are doing to the planet Earth, and maybe stop doing it, discontinue it immediately. Maybe this isn't a good thing. Maybe we should do something else with our time. Yeah. Let's keep going. Oh, same thing. All right. Oh, I think I got the wrong shoot. That's what I did. Anyways, there was a tweet from Peter Dines that said fossil fuel executives knew what the burning of fossil fuels would do to the climate as early as 1969. And then they proceeded to, here it is. They ignored the advice and bought off the political class. They sacrificed the only living planet we know for a few bucks more. That is actually real and true history. That is what happened. I don't care about the Club of Rome or the Rockefeller Foundation. I don't care about that, all that thing. I don't care about that. You know what the conspiracy was? The actual conspiracy, the real conspiracy, which is actually proven by what actually happened during history. The conspiracy was, let's make sure nobody knows what's going on, because we want to continue the system as we built it. We built this system to make a lot of money, to pump oil out of the ground and make all the things with the oil and sell people, and have more people and have more consumers and have more customer base, and export our way of life to the rest of the planet. That was the conspiracy, was we can't let anything get in the way of this, AKA acknowledging climate change, AKA acknowledging what we're doing to the planet, AKA, right? We can't let this get in the way of our gravy train. The conspiracy was to tell you that it wasn't happening or there was doubt. That's the conspiracy. And proven by history. We are here now. Here we are now. There's billions more people since 1970, 1969. There's billions more cars. There's, whatever, so many more planes, so many more things, so many more people, so many more, more shipping, more doing, more making, more mining, more. There's more of everything since 1969. So the conspiracy that I'm talking about is the true conspiracy. I don't. Who cares about the Rockefellers and the Club of Rome? Wow, sounds like a crazy conspiracy They were doing because none of that actually ever happened. It didn't happen. The Club of Rome and it didn't happen, and they're still trying to tell you it's happening. It's not even happening. Anyways. So, I like a good conspiracy theory myself when it is backed by facts and observation. But when things are not backed by facts and observation, then it's a bunch of bullshit. And you shouldn't believe in those kinds of conspiracies because you just end up looking like you don't know what you're talking about. And who wants to be that guy? Formation of huge hail linked to microplastics. This is from Poppy Davis. Oh, before we get into this, we are going to check the coffees. You can support the channel at buymeacoffee.com/blackbearnews. We have not got any coffees today. Check the Rocky Fins for tips. No tips yet on the Rock Fins. Might have like a couple minutes to take a call if somebody wants to call in before we hit this story. If not, we will just continue. All right. This is interesting, though. So there's been a lot of hailstorms lately, right? There's been bigger, stronger, more frequent hailstorms all over the planet. That's happening. Slovenian researchers, the first in the world to find microplastics in hailstones. They may also contribute to the formation of large ice balls. This could indicate an upward trend in severe hailstorms if microplastic pollution continues. Wow. Who could have thunk that our pollution would add to the extremity or the severity of storms? All right, let's keep going. Here's a story from Poppy Davis. Nascent and widespread change. Antarctic glaciers are waking up. Basically, this article is just telling you that these glaciers that were long thought to be super stable, never going to melt, are looking like they might have going to melt. Researchers have now found that 4 glaciers to the west of the Totten Glacier are losing ice. Totten is the biggest glacier in East Antarctica, so it attracts most of the research focus. But it turns out that other nearby glaciers are responding in a similar way to Totten. Walker and colleagues found that the surface height of 4 glaciers west of Totten in an area facing Vincennes Bay has dropped by an average of nearly 3 meters since 2008. There had been no measured change in elevation for these glaciers before then. So pre-2008, everything was stable. After then, not so much. 9 feet. 9 feet, an average of 9 feet these glaciers lost. It's kind of It's kind of big, don't you think? And you can see them here, see the glaciers here, or the areas they're talking about. Velocity, gaining velocity. Velociglaciers. All right. So at this moment, I think we're going to jump off of YouTube and we will continue on Rockfin. Thank you, everybody on YouTube, for hanging out today. We'll see you on Rockfin for the rest of the show, or we'll see you tomorrow at 12 noon Pacific Daylight, or you can hang out on Callin. You can give me a call at the end of the show on Callin if you so